Ryan Tringer here, Class A Pro. I'm recording from Irvine, California at Swing Safe Golf Lesson Center, and we're taking a look here at Siwoo Kim at Torrey Pines in the Farmers Insurance Open 2026. Look at this. He's got his arms in a nice triangle position. You see this with all the great players. Looks like he's going with a little bit of a weaker left hand grip. And so some of you out there that are struggling with the hook, this can be a good way to, position your grip. You can see here that the left hand crease of his hand is definitely more toward his left ear. His right hand, I would say, is pretty close to neutral there. You can see that the right hand crease is going, toward the inner shoulder. So he's definitely playing with a weaker left hand, probably to offset some hooking. As usual, you can see that the feet are averted, and generally the front foot's more averted than the back, but here he's got his right foot a little bit more averted. And if we take a look here at his setup a little bit more, he's hovering the club. And this is something that, I do these days, and, I find it to be very helpful to be able to have a greater sensation of the club head. You can see how he's got that club completely off the ground at the setup. And that's a good way to get good feel of the club head. Now let's put the body lines up on the screen here to see what happens with his body position. He definitely has a bit of tilt to the right here, as many players do with driver, to get that ball in the upswing. The camera angle is a little bit on this angle this way, so the ball position is looking back in the stance, I would say, a little bit. It still doesn't seem like it's way up in front. I would say it looks like it's probably there. And so he's not playing it way up in front. And if we take a moment here and trace his club head, let's see what's going on here as he takes it back. So nice low and slow takeaway here, nice and wide. That's such a key to a good golf swing, making a nice wide takeaway here. You can see that the club face is going toe up now at this moment. Gets a little bit past parallel, and if we take a look here, though, the big thing in his backswing is his hip and his left knee are just so good right there. Once again, with top level player, huge shoulder turn, and you can see how that left hip's fully back to the target, hip around, knee in. He's definitely moving his head off the ball a little bit, which can be effective when driving the ball to hit it on the upswing. And then as he comes down, let's take a look and see where the club travels on the way down. Wow, huge amount of lag here. As you can see, getting a nice size crescent moon. Look at this. I couldn't even capture the frame at the bottom because the club was moving so quick here. So he's definitely generating a lot of club head speed here. And then look at this. Look how far back his head is from where it started. So that's quite interesting. Again, that's a move with a driver that you can really get a lot of upswing or upward attack on the ball. And then you can see here as he comes through that, his lead hip starts to clear back, and you can really see how he's rotating that club face, because right here at this moment the toe is up, and then right now it looks like the toe is slightly closed, and you can see that the emblem in his glove looks like it's looking left of the target now as he's coming through the shot. And you can see here it looks like he's actually getting a little bit jammed up here on his follow through on this particular shot. He's definitely not looking up early to see where the shot goes. And then you can see here as he comes around, he finishes on that back left heel. So, definitely solid golfer out there on the tour. It's just what a textbook, job with the hips and the knee there in the backswing. And he just really makes such a nice crescent moon. Tons of lag here. Look how much he's creating an angle here between his left arm and the club coming down. And you can see here that he's getting that elbow in. And like I say, I mean, I definitely think he's moving his head back on it. It almost looks like he looks away from where the ball's going. So he's definitely working hard to not look up early and stay looking down where the ball was after it's gone. And you can see why he's definitely a force on the PGA Tour. And lots of well wishes to Siwoo Kim. Love to see him do well. And in this particular tournament, you can see he's 13 under par. Definitely a top player out there in the world right now.